his decision to slam on the brakes just a little too late, but he was so quick to get back into position.
15 all. Second serve.
A lesson there, really, because it seemed to be going out all the way, but Agassi wasn't taking any chances. Wow. So just the one double against Arazi. Averages just about 2 a match, but of course most of those matches are 3-set matches.
Well, that's amazing how quickly it can turn around. Big double, miss it forehand. Another break point chance for Sampras. So much respect out here on this court.
There is, and there is a lot more respect from Agassi of the Sampras game. Sampras just feels that most times he's going to beat Agassi.
Advantage Agassi.
But he's not going to do it the way he played that backhand on break point.
Game Agassi.
As if to say, don't let those unforced errors be a problem. Snuffers them straight out, and the hurt for Sampras intensifies. 40 at 2 all, remember. Gilbert.
Lost in the 4th round here in '84, Brad Gilbert, to Scott Davis. So he can play. Career earnings of $5.5 million.
15 love.
Such a difficult shot. There's Paul Annacone. Never really starred here, but he was a Wimbledon quarterfinalist in '84 too. The same year Gilbert got to the 4th round here, lost to Connors in the quarterfinals.
What a great angle to watch the point from. So well to get the serve, but the pressure off the next ball as well. The standard is amazing.
And
I don't know why I'm showing surprise, because 2 of the greatest players doing battle. It's the most wonderful privilege to be here. Andre Agassi with a break, 5-4. So much to look at as well on our website, www.eurosport.com. Mary Jo Fernandez sitting courtside, enjoying the proceedings as we all are. Andre Agassi prepares himself to serve to take the opening set of this semi-final. 5-4.
Look long.
How did you see it? How did you see it? Good. 13 long.
Long.
It wasn't even close, was it?
Yeah.
Hit a line, that's for sure. The inside of the tram line, deeper than the service line. He gets one the other end. It's not, he must be thinking it's not his day.
I have a feeling, yes.
Triple set point for the top seed. Only needs one. It's a great start for the champion of 95 here. But it was a nick and tuck set. Sampras had plenty of chances. Andre Agassi takes the first set 6-4. But will sit there knowing that he recovered from love 40 down on his own serve in the fifth game. And break point at 4-3 as we look at the first set stats. First serve percentage significantly low for Pete Sampras, as are the unforced errors high, most of those off the backhand side, of course. He won't be panicking yet, though, Frew, will he?
Well, he won't, no, but I think he'll feel pretty uncomfortable, as confident as he is generally against Agassi. I think there's missed 3 break points, and the very fact that Sampras seemed to be really sailing, really playing outstanding tennis. He had Agassi and couldn't take one of them, and that gave Agassi such a boost, and then of course lost his serve immediately, which projected Agassi again, I think, into another sphere mentally. Now Sampras has only twice come from behind to beat Agassi, which is why I prefaced the match saying that I thought it would be difficult, more difficult for him to come back than for Agassi. Agassi's done it 4 times against Sampras. And I think conditions too are suiting Agassi. The wind, the cooler conditions, because of course in hotter conditions the ball flies faster and allows Agassi, when it's slower, to get onto the Sampras serve, which he's missing too much.
So as the world's press looks on, Pete Sampras will begin the second set.
15 love.
And for the uninitiated, of course, a new rule this year after the first set, no matter what, even at even games, the players take a break, but don't change ends.
Just wide.
They'll change ends as per normal if at the end of the set it's an odd score, 6-1, 6-3, whatever.
Quite a quick set, that first set, for 10 games, just on half an hour.
But you only call it when it's, you only call it like when it's good.
Well, Sampras really irritated. Crowd thrilled at his bit of fielding. Really annoyed at the officiating. He's got to pull himself together.
Game Sampras.
Nearly a carbon copy of his opening service game of the match. Let call just disturbing his concentration. And Rudy Berger therefore was saying they only call a let if the serve is good. Never heard that before. It's ridiculous. Supposing the serve's a centimetre long off a let.
Yes, of course their reasoning is that it, I suppose it's not a let until it lands in. But you're right, let and fault would make more sense.
Says it all. It's 4 games worth. He's got to make a decision on the role of his backhand today, hasn't he, Sampras? Looks unsure.
Second serve.
Again there, we've seen so many chip and charges.
Which is how he usually takes Agassi on.
Again, can't believe there was no call. But again, the roll of his backhand, as I've mentioned, it just looks as though he's really not made a decision on the best use of it. Forehand, no doubt. Serve, no doubt. Problem is, though, about 80% of his ground strokes are backhands. 1-1, second set. Everything is going for Agassi right now.
Well, and I think it probably deserves to, because his thoughts, I'm convinced, are the more positive at the moment. He's not at odds with the officials. Well, I had the feeling that Sampras is almost looking at this a bit fatalistically, and did well in the circumstances, I think, to read the Agassi forehand down the line. I could smell love 30 there.
Got to be so quick at the net, haven't you? The ball's back at you before you know it.
Yes, look where Agassi is on the court, very close to the line. Only people like Philippoussis who were able to drive him back. But of course he believes in lessening the angle, trying to take the serve that much earlier. So
Pete Sampras keeping his nose in front. He leads by 2-1 in the second set.
You can see the clouds scurrying by. The wind doesn't always make it easy for the players, but it's manageable. And Agassi, with his compact game, generally more able to manage than others. Well, this is the tactic that Sampras so often uses, relying on a scary tactic, relying on the speed of court and ball, but just not deep enough. And he usually does it effectively early on in a match.
15 all.
Because the problem is, by this time, Agassi's eye is that much more in. Well, only the third time in the match he's won 2 points in a row.
No doubt Sampras is back on track mentally. And yet another chance, the third time on the Agassi serve that he has a break point.
Well, I was talking about Agassi anticipating the Sampras serve.
Didn't miss one backhand in that game, Pete Sampras. For probably the first game in the match on the Agassi serve. What a great battle this is. Just waiting for it, wasn't he?
Well, that's the point I made, that if he'd watched the Wayne Black or the Woodruff match, he would be anticipating a lot of these serves. And you can see him moving well over as Sampras is in his serving action. So does Sampras have to push this one wide?
Just does it even better down the middle.
Second serve at 185 kilometers an hour.
Well, the standard now is just mind-boggling.
And the minds are thinking. Sampras changing his line of attack and Agassi anticipating it.
Double break point for Andre Agassi.
really. Of course, that's what so dents the confidence of the world's top returner. Agassi, the very best, and Sampras, along with Krajcek, the very best server.
Knows it has to be big. The man waiting with the racket back.
You have to accept the occasional double fault if you're hitting the second serve at that rate of knots. You hate it, but you have to accept it. Actually just a little bruised here because he actually might have got two hands on that. Well, just a little bit of kick, and you can see Agassi taking it earlier before it really rears up. The rebound ace courts respond quite a bit to spin. Sampras might use the one straight into the body occasionally on the second serve. I think that's one of the most beautiful serves to date, because he really stayed with it. It had so much deception on it. And that's the one into the body.
Well, I think if this had been a boxing bout, both these men have hit each other with everything bar their stools that they sit on, and we're only halfway through the second set.
Advanced technology doesn't have to be complicated. That every product must be meaningful. And the end result will make you smile. Open up to Samsung Digital. Samsung Digital. Everyone's invited.
Back live to the Australian Open
with Agilent Technologies.
Well, what a fantastic semi-final this is. We hoped it would be, and it's living up to everybody's expectations. Substantiating the break now, Andre Agassi's got to try and hold on here at 1-4 down.
15 love.
That's an amazing shot. Square on his balance going backwards, and he still makes it. Again, he just looks at peace with his backhand, Sampras, just happy just to chip the return with the pace of the serve.
And I think generally that's what he should be doing. It's just that when he begins to feel really confident that he feels he can hit through it.
Very quick, solid, positive game, though, from Agassi. It's almost as if he just wants Sampras to serve again to get that break back.
I think he's absolutely thrilled when he can win his serve for the loss of only a point or a couple, because he knows Sampras is going to, generally speaking, win his a lot more comfortably.
New balls, 4-2.
Long 15.
He thought about having a bit of a dig there, didn't he, on the first serve? Maybe should have done to clear his mind.
Well, that's a wonderful choice, because he so often goes down the line, and he's hurt Sampras a couple of times with it down the line, so Sampras naturally covering here. Not getting the first serve in, though, with the new balls from this side. He may almost be over-hitting on the first, perhaps wind-assisted.
Well, he raced through his service game to have another pop at the Sampras serve. And straight away, he's loved 40, 3 break points.
Wide-eyed. As he admits against these big servers, whether it's Philippoussis or Sampras, you only get so many opportunities, and 3 in a row, you just have to, underlined, have to make them.
He'll be mindful of the fact that he was 15-40 in Sampras's last service game as well. Oh, how did he get that serve back? He nearly got his racket on the next one as well.
And the Sampras action, because look how far Sampras has to take his forehand back for the long swinging shot. And he has to do it all in one motion. Moving, taking the arm back.
Clever switch, and for once, Agassi flat-footed for the return. Five straight points and 5 break points saved in the last 2 service games. I'm just beginning to think and wish that this was a best-of-9 set match. It's so good. 5-2 Sampras, second set.
Australian Open.
With Agilent Technologies.
Well, it's hard to catch your breath out here just watching it. Goodness knows what it's like playing in it. Packed house here, this Rod Laver Arena court. The bars around the stadium will be empty for some time yet. Serving to stay in the second set, 2-5 down. Just wide. Just get the feeling that if he starts to make a couple of those, it'll really firm up the belief. Just inches each time.
A rare serve volley there by Agassi, really taking the pace off the serve, kicking it, trying to give himself time to get in close. Just 131 kilometers an hour.
40 love. Game, Agassi.
8 out of the last 9 points on the Agassi serve in the last 2 service games.
Sampras leads by 5 pins to 3.
Well, Sampras has got to get off to a good start here. I just wonder what goes through her mind. Of course, she's looking at it from a fairly biased perspective.
Let first serve. 15 love.
Such a great sequence. Deep volley, then short.
And the drop volley seemed to be held up by the wind here. It seemed initially that Agassi would get to it.
Three set points now.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
For Pete Sampras.
Thank you.
Rudy Berger, umpire Berger, asking for the ball to be returned reluctantly.
Game in second set.
1 minute short of the hour of the most scintillating tennis. And we're locked. One set apiece. 6-4 to Andre Agassi, now 6-3 for Pete Sampras. The set 2 summary. Much better on the unforced error count, of course, from Pete Sampras, and the winners significant too. And the first serve percentage well up above 60% now.
That's the key, really, isn't it? Because he was down those break points, but 2 of them he served with aces, and others he served with very good first serves, whereas had his first serve percentage been what it was in the first set in the 50s, Agassi might well have broken through. In fact, would have broken through, I'm pretty sure. It's so important, really, for Sampras, against the greatest returner in the world, to deny him those returns with, I was going to say efficient, but they're a lot more than that. They're a lot better than that, because he cracks the ball so hard and yet is able generally to keep up a very high serve percentage. Last year he averaged 60, Sampras, which is slightly lower than he normally does, but that's his great strength, and Agassi, of course, knows it. In many ways it demoralizes Agassi when Sampras is serving that well, which is one of the reasons why Agassi's been working to build himself up, to make himself bigger. He's not as tall as Sampras, to make himself stronger so that he has more power on his serve.
So for the first time in the match, it'll be Sampras Agassi to serve the opening game of a set. This the beginning of the third.
15 love.
Of course, they've led such different lives, these two men, such different characters, but I have a feeling that as they age, they're growing closer together. Sampras once said, the only thing I like about Agassi's life is the fact that he's got a private plane. Of course, he doesn't have it anymore, Agassi.
30-15.
He found it too costly.
He could fly it himself as well. He and Brad Gilbert. Some fun, I would imagine. And I suppose through as well with their lifestyles, it's Agassi, of course, that's had the more high-profile lifestyle and the ups and the downs. I mean, Sampras, he's been in the top 10 for the last 10 years. He's been much more the steady campaigner, hasn't he?
He has, yes. And I think all credit to him for that. It's often been overlooked, I think, his sheer professionalism. And he feels that he's underrated in the States. He says very often that he thinks when he plays in the States, people are more interested in the hot dog and the beer than they are in him.
Oh, that is fabulous. It's a lasso forehand.
And I think his determination to get to this stems from the drop shot, the drop volley that Sampras played on the other side of the court.
Thank you. 15 over.
So they both clicked on. Agassi off the ground, Sampras in the air.
15-30.
Was taking this early ball, Agassi well inside the court, leaning forward. It comes back that much more quickly to Sampras.
Second serve.
Half a chance there.
Yeah, certainly. Just couldn't get his feet into position. Sampras played it deep. Had it been a foot shorter, I think Agassi would have scored. Sampras is not going to stay back behind the serves.
Haven't seen one of those since the beginning of last week. The slam dunk is back in force, though.
Well, it's just remarkable coordination and athleticism. The Michael Jordan of tennis.
Also a sign that the confidence is back. He's resisted doing that in his last 2 matches.
Game. Sampras.
John McEnroe, watching this, the newly instated Davis Cup captain, must be absolutely delighted that both these guys are available.
Yes, absolutely. Play against Zimbabwe. It'll be interesting to watch McEnroe as captain. Nastasi as Davis Cup captain for Romania was a disaster.
15 love.
I wonder if he's tempted to pick himself for the doubles.
And I can just imagine McEnroe in very tight situations, being all over the court and perhaps not doing the game much good.
With no problem selling the seats for any of the American ties, that's for sure. I think the match is hardly deserving of the bird.
Well, the bird, the seagulls were dropping onto the court when Lindsay Davenport was playing the other day. One of the ball kids was asked to wipe it up. He didn't want to wipe it up.
Again there too. Did you see that? The umpire saying, no, seagull, Mr. Agassi, not sea. Oh, it begs the expression, thank goodness cows don't fly.
I wonder what Hitchcock would have made of it.
Another reason for having the roof closed, I suppose. I think Sampras just being removed from it all. Agassi dealing with it brilliantly.
Because Agassi's a lot more vulnerable with his virtual bald head.
Still, the resolve tank for both these men running full. And that's why it's a great encounter. 2-1 Agassi, third set.